Do you want to know the latest update with Terence Crawford and his lawsuit against former promoter Bob Arum? Terence Crawford, he's suing me. Well, you came to the right video. Terence Crawford on Tuesday was granted a motion to remand his case versus Top Rank to the state of Nevada, per court documents. Previously, Top Rank filed notice of removal from state court to federal. Crawford sued Top Rank in January, claimed racial bias. The order issued by the federal court today sent a very clear message to Top Rank. Crawford's attorney, Brian Friedman, told ESPN, quote, "It will not allow," oh my gosh, y'all see it, "it will not allow Top Rank's gamesmanship in trying to avoid the proper jurisdiction of the state court in Nevada." Boom. What does any of this mean? I will try my best to describe it to you. You got to subscribe and watch this video to the end. Let's go. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxing Ego unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Wow. Terence Bud Crawford. It looks like he has won the first step in a recent lawsuit that was filed in January 2022 against former promoter Bob Arum. That's what we will discuss in this video. Before we get started, make sure you come in and subscribe. I have an acronym. It's called SLC. Subscribe, like, comment, really in that order. Terence Crawford on Tuesday was granted a motion to remand his case versus Top Rank to Nevada, per court documents. Previously, Top Rank filed a notice of removal from state court to federal court. So basically, Top Rank, they were served the papers or whatnot, showing that Terence Crawford was suing. Now, I cover all these topics, anything major in the world of boxing. This is why I implore you guys to subscribe to the channel if you're a fan of boxing, and you'll be well informed. You'll remember the video I did where Terence Crawford, when it was first found out from the New York Post that Crawford was suing. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and comment to stay up to date with this stuff. So the New York Post was the first company that I seen that was writing about it. Terence Crawford suing Top Rank. He decided that there was some racial bias and motivation to not push the Terence Crawford brand like some of the other people. And there's multiple things he was suing for. You guys got to check some of those older videos because I'm not going to go through everything in the lawsuit. That's what I did the first video. And I really don't like to repeat myself if I don't have to. So in short, the cliff notes, Terence Crawford suing former promoter Bob Arum and his company Top Rank. Now, this lawsuit was filed and it was supposed to be held at a state level, and Top Rank filed a notice to remove it from a state court to federal. You guys got to stay tuned to the end of this video. I will give you my assessment on why I believe Top Rank would file, like what would be the benefits to Top Rank filing a motion like such as that in this video. Now, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an attorney, Jacoby and Myers. I ain't passed the bar, but I know a little bit enough that you want to legally search my ish. So stay tuned to the end of the video and I'll explain that. Crawford is suing Top Rank. Started in January. That's when, you know, the papers were known about and filed or whatnot. And he's alleging racial bias. He has hired one of the top attorneys in the game of, you know, athletics and sports and just in that world. And it says the order issued by federal court sent a very clear message to Top Rank. Crawford's attorney, Brian Friedman, which is the guy I was just talking about. And Brian Friedman is a respected guy and he's worked on some pretty big profile cases. It will not allow Top Rank's gamesmanship and trying to avoid the proper jurisdiction of the state court in Nevada. Now, let's talk about it. What does this mean for Terence Crawford? A lot of people are waiting for a potential Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford fight. In my opinion, I don't think that particular fight would be held up by this lawsuit. Because first of all, you got to understand court proceedings, trials, motions. There's ways, and the people, Terence Crawford, again, has one of the best people on the case, Brian Friedman, representing him. So they know all the legal jargon and, you know, how to extend it on both sides, Top Rank as well as Terence Crawford. So I really don't think, you know, this is just my personal opinion, of course, but I don't think the Errol Spence fight will be impacted by the Terence Crawford fight in the judicial system. I don't really think that the two are really synonymous. Terence Crawford decided to sue his old promoter, Bob Arum and Top Rank, so he kind of knew what he was getting into. And I don't even believe in January he was in negotiations with Errol Spence. So that was already known about by the time that Errol Spence and Terence Crawford's people have started to discuss the fight. So, you know, this is a motion that he made and it was known about. And I'm sure Showtime, Fox, PBC, Al Heyman, you know, the people that would put on a Spence and Crawford fight, they're well aware. And it really doesn't have nothing to do with PBC. Terence Crawford is suing his old promoter. He's not suing Al Heyman. He's not suing PBC. And just real quick, it's ironic because you have old media and let them tell it. They said Al Heyman was everything wrong with boxing and Al Heyman was the cancer of boxing. And you had multiple people, including Bob Arum and Top Rank and Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya trying to sue Al Heyman. But in the end, it's fighters like Mikey Garcia, Andy Ruiz, you know, Floyd bought himself out of his contract. Guys like Terence Crawford now who have left Top Rank, and seemingly there has been beef. You know, you've heard guys like Mikey Garcia and Andy Ruiz speak out after leaving. So that's a whole nother separate story. Now, Terence Crawford, Top Rank. Don't know what happens next, but this first step is a big win for Terence Bud Crawford because you got to keep in mind, Bob Arum is a Jewish male from New York. He graduated with a law degree from Harvard. So based on this fact that Bob Arum is a Harvard law graduate, it just goes to show you that he's cunning. I mean, the man was born in 1931. So he's no spring chicken. He's 90 years old or whatever. And he's a Harvard Law School graduate who's been covering and, you know, really promoting boxing since the 60s or whatever. So he knows probably every trick in the book, and he's probably rubbed elbows with the best of them. And it looked like, from the outside looking in, it looks like Top Rank, they know the ropes. They know the legal ropes, especially since, again, Bob Arum is a Harvard Law graduate. So what they are trying to do was take this fight out of Nevada state level, and they were trying to take it to the federal courts. By doing that, what are the advantages? From my perspective, I believe the pool of judges when you're in a federal case becomes wider, as opposed to if you kept it at the state local level and had a Nevada. So this is a case, a race case, and Terence Crawford is alleging racial bias. And I told you I was going to break down this stuff for you guys. He's alleging racial biases as part of the reason, you know, why he's suing, and broken promises, money owed, and the Errol Spence provision, which again, I talked about in the previous video. So that being said, since it's a case involving race and it's racially related, as a company, I could see why Top Rank would want it to go federal and go to the federal courts, because when you have jurors, they pull from a bigger, if it's a Fed case, you know, they pull from a bigger, wider audience as opposed to if it's at the state level. So that's one specific reason why Bob Arum, even though they got shut down and this motion was denied, basically, this could be one of the reasons that they were trying to push this to a federal case. Also, you could just be pushing things back just because it creates delays and more time to prepare your case. If you're going to be in a legal battle, the more motions and, things, games you play and stuff like that, it just prolongs the actual court case. Another benefit would be, if I'm not mistaken, federal judges, they have a lifetime appointment, except for extreme, if you did something disgraceful, then you could probably get removed. But in general, they have a lifetime appointment. So they're tried and true federal judges. With that being said, I think it becomes at the federal level, if it's a federal case as opposed to a state case, the judges are no nonsense, well-versed. So you can't really make any mistakes, and you got to be boom, 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 wham, bam, thank you, man, on point. You got to be on point, I would imagine, to present a case. So that being said, since it's a race case with Terence Crawford, and that's one of the topics discussed, if you don't have enough evidence to supplement or suggest why it is true, you might have a better chance of a federal judge throwing the case out like, oh, this ain't good enough. This is not enough info. This is not enough evidence. So I think at a federal level, you would have a greater chance of that as opposed to a state level. Also, since the judges, as I mentioned, it's a lifetime appointment, I feel like some of the judges, you may have, if you have connections, if you're connected, you might have good connections to those judges. But at a state level, you would have to know someone specifically in the Nevada judicial system. So this is not scientific, but I believe in general, it's a bit harder to win a federal case for something like what Terence Crawford is suing for, alleging racial bias and stuff like that, because the jury pool selection is different. The judges are lifetime judges, etc. Some of the stuff that I mentioned in this video. So there has to be some reason why Bob Arum and Top Rank were attempting to move it. So their legal team believed that that would be a good look. So Terence Crawford won big by keeping this at a state level in Nevada, as opposed to getting their wish and moving it to a federal court. So if you're a lawyer, you got legal advice as to some other reasons maybe that I didn't mention in this video, why you would move from state to federal, please leave that in the comment section. Let me know how I did in this video. Terence Crawford gets his first big win against Bob Arum, but the battle is far from over. Subscribe to my channel if you like content like this, where I talk boxing 24/7, all access. Your access is now granted. Boxing Ego, subscribe. And I'm out. Introducing Super Thanks. Right here on the official Boxing Ego YouTube. Super Thanks allows you, the viewers, to show a little bit of extra gratitude, which enables me as a full-time content creator to push out the content you need in the world of boxing. Underneath all the videos, you will see a heart with the $sign in it. You can enter any amount that you find suitable as a super thanks. A brand new interactive and colorful way to get your comments highlighted and noticed by not only myself, but other people on the YouTube platform. Super thanks, a unique and cool way to show and applaud us full-time content creators. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. Super thanks. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster. We working.